why I'm saying there's somebody intentionally doing something to bring America down and the world down. I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time, but your time is because the country and the world needs real leaders. We've had weak leaders all over the world right now. So this is your time, and I'm here to support you becoming better leaders.
It's not a surprise that today's economy is not looking great. Inflation is high in every part of the world. The war in Ukraine and other problems in various countries, together with having to deal with the repercussions of COVID, have set the world's economy into a decline. The media has set a lot of predictions for the upcoming economy. Some are saying that everybody is exaggerating and it will not be as bad as it is. Some are saying that it's going to be bad, but we will get through it, and others are saying that it will be horrible. Robert Kiyosaki, the founder of the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, shares his opinion on the upcoming economic situation, and what would it take for us to fix it. Let's look what he has to say.
And his Rich Dad's prophecy, why the biggest stock market crash in history is still coming. And I'm going to change the title to, is here. This is the biggest crash we'll ever see in our lifetimes. It's called the everything bubble. Everything's going to come down. And that's how you can prepare for it. So for most people, that's bad news. But as I was saying last night, crashes, everything goes on sale. And you can't get rich at that time. You know, like right now I'm in hog's heaven because Saks is always having sales. So I keep buying stuff I don't really need, but I'm in there shopping. But the most important thing, what this country and the world needs, as you know, Europe's in trouble. They don't think the EU is going to make it. China's in trouble. Japan's in serious trouble. The world's in trouble. And it's in trouble because of lack of leadership. And as President John Kennedy said, leadership and learning go hand in hand, basically. So when I was invited by Patrick Bet-David, I'm here to serve those who serve. We need more leaders, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to acknowledge you for being leaders in your own little worlds. But this country sorely lacks leaders. I mean, I'm not Republican or Democrat, but I just can't believe what's going on in our government. I mean, how can they open the borders? How can they cut off the Keystone XL pipeline? How can this guy blame Russia, President blame Ukraine and Russia for our problems? We have food shortages. Sri Lanka, which is one of the richest island nations in the world, is in rioting right now. So we need leaders. So I'm here to support you guys. I'm here to serve those who serve. This is a time for you to become bigger leaders, because I think people are kind of waking up that maybe it's our leadership that's the problem. And this is your time to become leaders. More people need leaders like you than any other time in history. And I was watching your podcast about how you use social media and YouTube. I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, this is your time, but your time is because the country and the world needs real leaders. There's a guy named Jordan Peterson who said, if you think tough men are bad, just see the damage a weak leader can do. We've had weak leaders all over the world right now. So this is your time, and I'm here to support you becoming better leaders. Remember, leadership and education go hand in hand. And there's a lot of people who are not here to learn or not learning because they're probably in college or something, learning nothing.
Additionally, Robert Kiyosaki reveals another scenario of what could happen in the nearest future if we could anticipate an optimistic outcome. Besides civil war, he also believes that if things turn out better for us, we could go into a depression. I think we could all agree that this is still not great for the economy and the people, but as Kiyosaki says, it is the most optimistic scenario he believes could happen. Let's dive in more to what he has to say.
The worst case, which I hope I'm wrong, would be civil war inside America. That's more than a crash, it's a civil war. And my prediction is that Donald Trump and I are good friends, his sons and I are good friends. I went to his son's wedding here at Mar-a-Lago. And he's a leader. If they try and put him in jail, I hope they don't. We'll have a civil war. So the worst it could get is civil war. I think the best we can express is probably a depression. We're already going into it. As I said last night, you know, what we do, we print money to solve our problems. And all that does is increase debt and creates more freeloaders, social welfare. I'm not against social welfare, but don't print money to pay for them. At the same time, our debt escalates. Our debt to GDP right now is 120%. At 90% debt to GDP, we're bankrupt. That means for every dollar we spend, we go deeper in debt right now. So our debt is now in the trillions. I don't know how many trillions it really, I've heard it's 260 trillion. I don't know how they measure it anymore. At the same time, they raise interest rates into a recession. This has never been done before. So that's why I'm saying there's somebody intentionally doing something to bring America down and the world down. And there's a video of Trump speaking to, I think, United Nations or something, and he's telling the German contingency back in 2018, he says, don't trust the Russians. Don't depend upon the Russians. And now Russia can cut off their power. So there's something really goofy going on. I'm not privileged to find out about it. I want to put some fear into you, because the more dangerous the mission, the better you've got to be. I talked about last night how, you know, when I was at Camp Pendleton preparing to go to Vietnam. I was a Marine helicopter gunship pilot. Our life expectancy was 30 days. 30 days. Now, most people say that's not good. I said, well, it inspired me to become a better pilot. Okay.
As Kiyosaki said, the government prints money to solve all their problems, but all that does is it increases debt and inflation, while creating more social welfare. Our standing debt is in the trillions, while we increase interest rates being in a recession. According to Kiyosaki, this is not a great recipe for success, and rather, it's a guide to destruction. Now only time will tell what will be in store for us, but what do you think? What is waiting for us in the future? Will we have a total collapse of the government, a depression, or is it all just a small bump in the markets and soon we will be back to a properly functioning economy? Write your comments down below, and if you enjoyed watching the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more economy-related videos. This was Investalence, and we'll see you in the next video.